Hello my dear Taurus, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between May 1st and May 15th, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I have done the order of most viewed up till now, but now I have started to do it in the order of most liked. I also put up a voting for the final order to read in, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. I have put the astrological information for the month of May in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. This month I'm doing a collaboration with my friend and mentor Miri to present her brand new channel Emia Soleil Dreamwork. So please check it out and subscribe to her channel. So for this reading I used Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck here, I see aloneness and ordinariness. So it seems like you are enjoying your own company right now, Taurus. It's like you're making a friend with your own self. It seems very beautiful, very harmonious. It can feel a little bit like a desert period. But it's just so you can have more space and peace and quiet to deal with yourself and get to know yourself much better. The Hermit is about staying with your attention inside of yourself, kind of meditating in a cave kind of thing. Ordinariness, it's like before you are enlightened, chop wood and carry water. After you're enlightened, chop wood and carry water. So try to find like peace of mind in the small things. Doing the dishes, peeling an orange, putting clothes on, walking up and down or down a stair. Just try to put your attention in what you are doing and try to have like as much as awareness as possible in your everyday work. Make everything, like your whole life, into a meditation. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we have We Are the World with the ordinariness, 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is here in the reversed. So again, it's coming this that you can and you will take part of the world, but there's times when you need to kind of do your own thing. Okay, you don't have too much to offer here right now, even though it's not like you're angry with anyone or displeased with them. It's just like you are a little bit more in a stillness kind of mood right now. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have the tuning in together with the ordinariness. So it's really about meditation for you during this period. You might also want to go out in nature and just take walks or run or sit somewhere that's where there is nice and a good temperature, so you can sit there for a while and be tuning into yourself and just study whatever is going on here. Like with your thinking mind, you don't have to follow any rules. Okay, just stay with whatever is. Try to take away the stress of performing from your day-to-day life. It seems like you need to start to accept yourself more, and there's a lot of bullying voices here inside of you that has a lot of demands on you, and you just need to look at them and see she almost have like a half amused smile on her face. So she's not making a story out of this. Yes, this person here, they are right. I should have done this more accurate, or I should have been more perfect, or I should. No, you just, okay, interesting. So I have a side to me that thinks I need to be more perfect, or a side to me that's easily ashamed and kind of doesn't want me to open mouth in public at all. So it's different things going on here. You just listen with a half smile on your face. Okay, so I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, the lovers. Okay, the lovers and the ordinariness. So either it's you or someone else is not really fully focused on the love relationships right now. The love is full blooming and everything, but maybe you or someone else needs to be a little bit for themselves, for doing their own thing, like escaping a little bit from the ordinary pack and doing something that's just for you. Okay. So 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Taurus viewers. So we have the master here. It came in the reverse, so it kind of says that you have this the hermit journey to do to find yourself again, to become more accepting with whatever you are, and accepting also your life situation as it is, and therefore becoming more cool, more grounded, more relaxed. You can also see things from an above perspective, because you don't have to put your blindfolds on things you don't want to see or can't accept about yourself or your surrounding. So to tune inwardly is to connect with this being inside of ourselves. This is an extra card for the Orso Centauro, so you can't find it in any other decks that I know of. So it comes like after the World card. After the completion, you become the master. It's the enlightened state. Okay. I want my dear Taurus to have love in their lives, moment to moment. Again, it's like maybe other people are stressing you out a little bit, and you need your time for yourself. To just be, like what I said, walking up and down a stair. Take every step and just feel the surface underneath your feet when you're putting one foot down. Feeling the movement in the legs. Feeling your breath, your heartbeat. Just being aware of the moment. This can bore you out of your skull, because the ego doesn't think that this is particularly amusing. But the good news is that ego will die from boredom, and the master will be born inside of you. So, okay. Yes. Nothingness. This is the Taurus card. 5. It's the Hierophant in normal decks, and or the High Priest. And here it's nothingness. It's kind of how the world were before creation. It's like dreamless sleep. And here you have aloneness and the rebel, the hermit and the emperor, and both are in the reversed. So it's like you can't deal with the fuss of everyday life right now. You don't want to take decisions. You really don't want to do any spiritual practice. Nothing. You just need to be in your in kind of the dreamless sleep. Dreamless street. Okay, dreamless sleep state. Also when you are awakened. So as close to that as you can come. And how do you get to this state? It's of course falling asleep, and or like the whole universe withdrawing, going back to the state before the Big Bang. But lay down the worries of your ordinary life and go as deep as you can go inside of yourself. Okay, that's the best advice I can give you with this. It's like the worldly pleasures is really not that amusing for you anymore. You are starting to find something else. It's like you have found a key to a secret place inside of you, where it's like this, the ordinariness of things, as what I told you before with doing your ordinary chores and actually being in meditation. I noticed this when I was like around 18, 19. I was working big stables, like with horses, and we had to clean like around 15 to 20 of these horse stables a day, not the whole stable, but where the boxes where the horses slept, and so it was a mundane work, and you had to be well organized and clean it up, so fix it, and it was in these moments I actually was in the best awareness, because I could get up with the most splendid ideas and kind of solve world starvation and peace on earth and everything when I was doing this. And when I came out, I didn't remember anything of this. So now I would be able to take the awareness I had there outside in the real world, but then it was these kind of moments that triggered my awakened state, and I had access to parts of myself that had kind of an overview of things. So ordinary things, do the ordinary things in your life. And do them with care and awakenedness, and things will come. It's like people that have been really inspired, usually they have been this in the shower or in the car or waking up in the morning, just eureka. So it's like your mind in some way needs this, because here is the 4 again, it's the 4 of Pentacles, and here you have the Creator. It seems like you need to get out of some kind of state where you have been overperforming and doing things in a great haste, or maybe in a way that you needed to have like your whole full being aware here to be able to accomplish this. But now you need to do things that's it's like you need to shift and do things that where you can do things in a more relaxed pace, and like breathing in and out. Not this if you feel stressed, try to sit down for a few minutes and try to find this more still pace, because when we do things in great haste, we might be creating beautiful things, being able to do the bookkeeping for a whole month in one day, or being able to feed all your kids in the same way as you are driving them to football practice, and yada yada yada. Okay, but here something else wants to come to you, and then you can't be in this high speed, and also when you are this stressed out, you are burning a lot of the nourishment in your body, so you might lack different vitamins in your body due to this. So it's like your yes, your adrenaline system is maybe on the brink of being stressed out too much, so it's kind of maybe breaking. Okay, and you need to go to this, like do things in a more like meditative way. Okay. So maybe rescheduling your day, maybe eating, having dinner, cooking food in a more still way. Okay, going to the football practice in a more still way, watching the football practice and being calm inside. So you might need to rearrange the days or the timing, and maybe you are trying to stuff too much things into your everyday life that doesn't really it's more than what a person can do in one day. So because you want to come to this state when you can do things meditatively and find your life in your life journey, not in the end goal. Okay, it's a difference there. I'm going to live when I have done all these chores and finally I set my behind down before the TV, then that's my time. But here your time is all day, okay? And you need to end this stress where you try to be overperforming and be able to do a lot of things that's kind of almost not human, okay? So, see if we get somewhere here with this. I want my dear Taurus to be able to be creative and have creative success and to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So we have the 21, the world card here. You have both the master and the 21 world card. So this is the kind of the last thing you need to find before completion. This inner peace, stillness, being able to do things without rushing around like your butt was on fire. Ten of Swords, the old thing needs to kind of go. You need to start to become living like in the now, in the everyday, not later, not on when you're you don't have any more chores, not on your vacation, not like in 5 years when you have find your life partner, but now, like every day, every minute of the day, being alive and present and doing things like a meditation. Fixing, like sweeping the floor in meditation, driving your car in meditation, perfectly aware. You're not somewhere else, you are perfectly here and now. Okay, so finally it's done, and I will tune into you Taurus and your energy. Okay. Okay, so this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is your past. And in your past you have consciousness, and it's in the reversed, so I'm guessing you have been a little bit dull and not being really awake. And you can see this with, for example, running around your house, doing a lot of chores, trying to make yourself ready to walk through the door, maybe going to work or something, and then finding yourself standing in the kitchen and not knowing why you are there. That's a typical scenario. Or maybe forgetting your keys and the wallet and being in the car towards work, but not having the house key still in the door, and the wallet or the mobile phone still in the hallway. So that kind of scenario, then you haven't really been awakened. It's just your body has been running around like automatically doing the things that you usually do, but they didn't have any guidance, so it became a little bit messy because the husband or the yes, it's what we say in Swedish, that the master of the house wasn't at home. So this, I don't know how you say this in English, like if you have a certain saying for this, but the master wasn't at home, so the things got made like a little bit messy, and it's the Ace of Swords in the reversed. Okay, and here we have the now, and there we have clinging to the past. So Five of Cups is some kind of disappointment, and it's like you're living with this disappointment. It's still vivid in your life and kind of blocking your view. So some of you is not just running around soullessly trying to get your life together. You're also preoccupied with thinking about something that happened, you know, way past, or something that could happen, and that would be awful if it did. So again, something more that's kind of in the way for your pure consciousness, and it's really in the way. You can see it's like a big block of being in the way. So something, you are afraid of your own feelings, so you're afraid of what you have been through that hurt you as well. You don't want to feel hurt, and you don't want to experience hurt in the future. So it's like your system is like a little bit obsessed with this to try to avoid the pain, but it's actually by avoiding it and trying to figure it out, you are kind of reliving it again and again and again and again and again. So it's no end to it. You are never coming out of that hellhole. So if something happened in the past, you won't ever forget it, and you will be scared that it will happen in the future, and that is kind of ruling your whole day, this fear of what can happen or what have happened. And there's a way out of this, and it's this: when you walk in the stair and just take one foot in front of the other and feel the surface underneath your foot, feel how the different muscles is working together and lifting you up to take the next step, or sinking you down further along the staircase. So try to be awake, drinking water, cooking dinner, walking down the street, driving your car, instead of being falling asleep between A to B, like from your house to your work, you see everything that's happening outside of there. In the beginning, this can make you very sleepy because it's hard. It's like when a child is being having more and more awakened times during the day. Usually children sleeps a lot, so you will become a little bit more sleepy maybe, and so you might need to take a nap during the day from now on, and that can be hard, of course, if you have this rushing schedule. So the divine is kind of asking you to rearrange your life so you can be living more moment to moment and like here and now, and without these darn schedules. So take away the things in your daily schedule that doesn't have to be like doesn't have to be there always every day, and make some room for this little child to wake up. Okay, your consciousness to wake up. Okay, so in the past here, that's probably April, we have exhaustion, 9 of Wands. So a lot of you have been really preoccupied with different chores, and it's like mindlessly running around and trying to do 5 or 9 persons job in one human body. So it has been a little bit hard for you. Also, you might have taken on a lot of responsibilities in your relationships and at work. It doesn't just have to be chores. It can be you are always the one that calls, you are always the one that texts, you are always the one that fixes every present, you are always the one, these kind of things. So you need to probably downsize this, and maybe also sort out the chores among the rest of the people that's capable to use their arms and legs and head also. Participation, yes, more people needs to be in this equation. It's like you have been a little bit of one-man band, and now you need to let other people in also. It can be a very good feeling to always be the one nourishing everyone else, but it's costing you also, and it's costing the other people because they are becoming helpless while you are becoming exhausted. So a win-win situation would be to participate and share the burden. So this is 4 of Wands. It kind of shows me that you have people around you that could be of help if you just reached out to them and stop being this lonesome hero that needs to do everything alone. It's like, if I don't do it, no one will do it, and of course they won't do it in the way I want them to do it either. So it's a little bit you are controlling things as well. And when we are with other people, things comes to surface, the things that we don't like, the controlling sides to us, that people, they don't say the right thing, they don't do the right thing, they don't do things in the way that you should have done them, and so on. So that's right. What's rising there, it's some kind of shadow in your life, some kind of karmic issue, or something that you have been conditioned into. For example, if we are really good good girls and good boys, we have learned to do something perfect, and maybe your friend isn't doing this perfect, so you're getting irritated in the same way that the one that taught you this chore was irritated on you when you did it in the wrong way. So you picked up the irritation, and now you are carrying it around. So let people do things like the wrong way, and stay with the irritation, because this is going to help you to be able to delegate in a more healthy way, instead of okay, you fixing it when they are gone. Yes, celebration, very beautifully. 3 of Cups is a beautiful situation among friends, in family, in a love relationship. It can be Holy Trinity, mother, father, child. So again, it's like you have a lot of people around you. Why don't you let them help you? Why don't you let them take part of your chores? So they want to help you. They want to be to support to you. And even if you don't have this beautiful situations, this is 4 of Wands and 3 of Cups in your life, you can do this for yourself. Start to become more like stable for yourself. Don't blow off the handle just because the vacuum cleaner doesn't want to start when you have decided that it should. And here, try to take some time off doing something fun, okay? Something that's funny for you. Don't be this slave all the time, okay? And this is in the past, but for those of you watching in April, this might be still going on. And here we have this beautiful We Are the World card. So, in the beginning I said that you are supposed to be a little bit more alone and go more into yourself. And why you can do this, it's like because you now have people around you that kind of accept you much better. So instead of having to prove something all the time, it's like you have freed up space that you can use to get to know yourself better. So it seems like you have been working a lot to heal the relationship both with other people and with yourself. And maybe sorting a little bit, taking away exhausting elements, because here you have a beautiful place of value. So it might be your family, your friends, your loved ones. It might be a marriage situation. We had a lot of celebration here. This is like wedding, and here you have celebration, and this is like being married. So it seems like you have found yourself, come home to yourself, but also the outside life seems to be starting to put themselves into order. Both these cards are talking about house, and this is how happy you feel living in this house. The house is of course a symbol for your body, for your temple that your soul is in. So it seems like you have been making your body into a more beautiful temple for your soul, and therefore it might also be reflected on the outside as more happy things happening in your life and more support being given to you. Here you have another 3. You have 3 there. This is 3. It's the Empress card. Connected to the Empress card, sorry. This is the 3 of Pentacles, the working together to fix things cards. So it seems like you really are connected with like good energies, good people around you, good beautiful spirits that helps you and guides you. And I'm thinking that it's like you already have delegated, so more, and because you did, you are kind of allowing more helpful energies in your life. When you start to delegate, when you start to not do everything on your own, it's like magic will more help be given to you. Before you didn't let help into your life, and now you are letting it because probably you were on the brink of exhaustion here, and maybe losing memory. Okay, with these 2 cards, it's like getting lost inside yourself, forgetting your life. So, and yes, I was about to say die before you die, but I thought it was a little bit out of place. And then come transformation is the Death card. So transformation, you're going through a big transformation due to you not being able to do things in the way that you did them before, because it was taking you to the brink of death. It was exhausting you or making you ill or something similar to this. So this transformation is saying that when it comes to the end of our rope or the end of something, and we can't really do things anymore in the way that we did them, it's a surrender. And when we surrender, we also allow new things to come into our lives. So it's like you're doing like a big spring cleaning here, or changing old patterns. It's like what we saw with the 10 of Swords, changing, letting go of old survival strategies because you don't need them anymore. So cleaning house, making your inside space to a more beautiful place of transformation and healing. Okay, next card here is the 2 friendliness in the reversed. So it comes underneath this participation. So maybe we are going into these energies of being a little bit more like a loner. But it might be also that you have to sacrifice certain relationship that's not supportive as this situation. So the situation that hasn't been building on like prosperous things in your life, but actually tearing down and making things impossible for you, those relationships might need to be sacrificed. So not only is maybe you need to downsize the time when you take the children to the football practice, but maybe you also need to sort out other things from your schedule and from your life, like people that really meant the world to you, but is exhausting you in some way, like draining you in some way, making you having to jump through hoops until you are all sweaty and just fall in a pile on the floor. So these kind of relationships that's not supporting you. There's an ending here, and it can be very sad, of course. We have the Five of Cups, the disappointment cards. You want to keep every person in your life because they are like a proof on you being worth loving. And if you lose like people in your life, that can be a proof to you, to your ego, that you're not worth loving. So it's something a little bit painful that's going on here, but I'm thinking there's nothing you can do. Okay, with these cards here, it's nothing you can do, because you can't continue in the way that you did before, and you really need to start to sort. So you're sorting out the things that doesn't work and doesn't give you energy, but stealing more of your energy. Yes, controlling. So King of Swords have come for a few of the King of Swords or Queen of Swords, or both, have come for quite many of the signs up till now. I did Aries that had both the King of Swords in the reverse and the Queen of Swords in the upright position. This is where the sorting begins, because we have difficult people in our lives, almost to the brink of being narcissistic or psychopaths or sociopaths. It's like a touch of that. We have these people in our lives because they love us. Okay, on a spiritual state, they love us, and they wants to teach us something. So it seems like it's these difficult people that you might need to sort out, because you are changing the way that you are viewing yourself. You are giving yourself like a little bit more little slack. Okay, it's not, you don't have the same high demands on yourself because you are about to exhaust yourself. So you're taking life more lightly, trying to make it more fun, trying to get more like of the happy things into your life here, and unhappy things need to go. So when you change the way that you look on yourself, you won't no longer be attracted by people that's making this kind of disharmony in your life. You are not going to you're not going to attract it, and you're going to react now in a way that you didn't do before. Before you were just like, oh yes, they are right, I'm bad, I should have done this better, or I really need to improve myself here, and stress. And now when you have worked so much with taking away the stress and accepting yourself, when someone says something like that, it really it's like nails to like a plate or to a blackboard. So it doesn't resonate with you anymore. It's like everything, first you are kind of having an accelerated state of energy, and then it just, what did you say? No, that doesn't feel right. This person has been this way always. Okay, they have always been this way, but now it's starting to irritate you on the level of nails on this blackboard, and it's because you're starting to love yourself. Okay, and when you do this, you're taking yourself away from the things that doesn't resonate with you anymore. And one of these things is these people that have been difficult in your life, so you would see how difficult you were towards yourself. King of Swords, usually Aquarius, might be Libra or a Gemini, or it can be any sign, like any person that has been difficult for you in your life, including yourself, because if it weren't inside of you, it wouldn't be on the outside of you. So you meet it on the inside, outside because you have it still on the inside. But when the inside starts to heal like this, people like this and situation like this will just not fit with you anymore. Okay. Next card we have is intensity, and it's in reverse, and it's the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is this go-doer, like being able to be on 10,000 places in the same time and organizing things in a heroic way that no normal person would be able to do. And there might be people in your life that still have this demands on you. They want you to still live up to this expectations that they have on you, to be able to be everything for everyone. So it's like a little bit, I'm getting stressed with this energy. I'm feeling like, okay, so there's going to be people and situations outside that still wants you to perform in this way that's probably not possible for you anymore. If you would try, you would faint or fall in a coma, or just fall to the floor and not be able to rise again, because it would require the last of your juice, and you're trying to build up juice here from being exhausted and maybe losing your memory a little bit. And here this is coming again. Okay, and here we have past lives. So it's some kind of past life situation. Might be from childhood, might be from past life situations. So it's time for you to lay these energies to rest. It's time for you to take the knowledge of it all. So here might come, it might be like it's spring, so we have the tax needs to be in. So it might be like different authority that wants, like, with the whip here saying, well, it needs to be in on time. And of course it needs to be in on time. Things where we are working these big schemes of things, it's very healthy if everyone is participating and doing their fair share. But it might be mirrored like a little bit crazy on the outside of you, like impossible demands. And why it comes, it's because you have some old karma where you need to sort this out. So the best advice I can give you here is to be awake and see, okay, this person is unnaturally in an unnaturally state of authority. It's like it's almost to the brink of being ridiculous, like someone like really riding your okay, really trying to make you jump through hoops and doing these stressful things. And just know that it's a drama being played out. So you will be aware of this and start to see it and start to do the right things with this energy. I can't tell you exactly what this could be, but for example, it can just be to this person is very stressed and have high demands on you. You don't have to be equally stressed. You don't have to have equally high demands on you. You can say, okay, I hear what you're saying, and I will be in it in time, but I won't be doing it in the time that you wanted to. But in the time of what the law states, it will be, I will fix it, okay? So you don't go into the drama of it all, because it's not your drama anymore. It's just something that wants to be released now and seen, and you reading the book of wisdom and finally understanding the words. So before you were like, okay, I need to be good, I need to fix this, and this person says so, it must be true, and you really stressed with this. But now you just see it for what it is. It's a karma drama, karma drama that's being dramatized in your life by the divine, probably, and by like the planets moving in certain ways and being in the same way that they were in 1674 when you were in trial for not being efficient enough, okay? So now the planet's in the same place and the same thing is coming, but it might be like not the same severeness, but because first time it happens, it might be very severe, and then it will wear off a little energy because you are learning. So eventually it might be just like a parking ticket, but the same energy rises inside of you, the same stress, the same, oh, I'm judged, I have done something wrong, is going to rise inside of you. So just take this, what rises, because that's the key, that's the whole like the whole meaning of the drama. Everyone, the planets, the divine, and all these people have been put in the right place just to play out this drama for you, so this feeling would rise. So take the opportunity of this feeling rising. So when a person is difficult in your life, or life situation becomes difficult, it's because something needs to rise. So take the pain of it all, because that's one page in the book of wisdom, and read it. Okay, try to capture it and read it, stay with it. How you read it is just by, it's like with food digestion. You don't really have to do anything but put it in your mouth, and things like magic will be digested. So you just have to stay with it, feel the feeling, and your own body will put it all in the right place, and you will get the knowledge. You might go deeper than this also, but I don't want you to make it into a mind game and start to be logic about it, because then you will lose the whole meaning of it all, and you will miss the wisdom. So because it's the feeling vibration that's the important thing, and to be able to receive it, you need to be very open, and you can't be in your mind. So stay with your body and do this birth of this pain that wants to arise, this old thing that's, it's time to let it go now. So when we fall and scrape our knee, for example, and we just we can't really be bothered by that, because we are running marathon, for example. So we are tough, so we just keep running. So the pain that arose, it will stay in your body and might make like problems with the knee later on, because you didn't digest it. It's like food being stuff in your food digesting system. So we need to, therefore life needs to be a little bit slow. It needs to go slow. The time needs to go slow. We need to do things slow. So we always are aware of our inside, and always being able to digest what's going on, because in other case we will cause this stress and disease. Things that's gotten stuck, like things that needed to be seen and given attention, wasn't seen and wasn't given attention, so it's stuck and you are being constipated. We can see this when with animals. When I ride a horse, for example, and I force it to not be scared for I see a Taurus here, so for the cows in that going on pasture, the horse wants to be scared about it and wants to walk like sideways over the road, but there's coming cars, so I ask it to go nicely before the cows, and kind of ignore that it's scared to death about these white creatures lying and digesting their food in their pasture. So later on, the horse needs to be scared, okay, so the adrenaline can go out of the system. In other cases, it will be like tense all the way home to the stable. So sometimes I do like this, boo, okay, and the horse is exploding into the air, and then it's cool, then it's relaxed, okay, everything's fine. So it's kind of this. In other case, the horse might get like trauma because of, and never ever can walk past cows ever again. There's a time and place for having freaking out, and in front of a truck or a lorry or tractor, it might not be the best idea, but in some time you need to take and digest these things, what you have been through here that was scary or unpleasant or traumatic. Okay, so into the future. This was May, like first part of May. This is the second part of May, and here we have success. So it's like you're winning. I'm thinking you're winning because you're taking out energy before they had this power over you. Because you wanted to be a good person, you wanted to be obedient, you wanted to do the right thing, and it was like this person or this situation seems so sure. It's like they had all the authority, and so you needed to listen to them, and you needed to do what they said because you felt small and insignificant. But now, when you have become the boss of this situation and kind of getting aware of your own inside, it's like you're winning. Because you don't care about this person. This person can stand and yell at you, and your hair is blowing with their breath, but still you are totally calm and cool, and you still love yourself. Nothing they can say is, you're not taking it personally. You just say, I noticed that you're upset. So can you tell me what's the problem here? What is it that you want me to do? And you can do this without feeling like kidnapped by this person or this situation, because you're not feeling bad about it anymore. You love yourself, so why should you feel bad about something? You know that you always try your best, and if you did a mistake or did something wrong, it was just because you didn't know better. So there's no problem. You see no problem. This other person or the situation might have a lot of problems, but your reaction here with being on top of the world and not being touched is actually freeing you from this very old karma. So you're finally okay with being you and being strong, and you don't have to play small and like bend your back and bow before this authority anymore. You can even like lose respect for it if someone is like standing and yelling and it's coming spit in your face. You might even take your hand and around in their hair. So it's like this, it's like you're happy. Okay, so happiness is coming here when you're releasing all stuff. So there's a big difference between being exhausted and then going through death, and what comes out, it's much more pleasant. Okay. So next card here is guilt, and I'm thinking this might be this this person in your life. It doesn't have to be source person, but here we have Gemini, Aquarius, it might be Libra as well, but they don't have like the only their own right on being controlling and trying to either sending other on a guilt trip or being on one for themselves. So I'm thinking this, you have been over functioning a little bit before, and you knew that this was going to happen, that people were going to feel like that, and you didn't want them to feel bad. You wanted always to be loving, unconditionally loving, but sometimes the best thing we can do is to let people face their own problems. Okay, so this person yelling, screaming, the hair blowing, the spit in your face, this person feels really bad. And before you took on this feeling of them feeling really bad and you took it seriously, so you carried their load for them, it's like you were strong for their sake too. And now when you are not doing this, you're not playing by the old rules anymore, you have freed yourself. So then this person needs to deal with whatever they have been carrying around. So it's actually like all the trauma and drama is ending up where it belongs. No one can really say to another person, you owe me, you need to comfort me in this situation because if you love me you would do it. No, the person needs to grow up themselves and take care of what they are feeling or what's happening inside of them. So this person might have sent you on a guilt trip every time they felt guilty, and now when you are kind of not being touched by this anymore, this person needs to deal with this themselves. So it's very hard on them, and you might be stressed just by looking at it, but it's really not your problem. You can be a good friend or you're a good supporter, a good family member, and say, okay, I will listen to you, but I can't solve your problem. Okay, I see that you're angry with me, but and I can't help you with being angry, but you can tell me what's the problem. Maybe we can sort it out, but it's still not your problem. Okay. Eight of Swords is when a person controlling here, they want you to do things by the book. It's like, this is how it should be, and this is what you shouldn't do, and this you shouldn't. So when you do something that's out of the ordinary, you might they lose control, and it might be like control freaks, people that wants to control you in the same way that you always have controlled yourself, and it still lingers, this energy. But now this person is going to have to deal with their own problems with needing control themselves. You won't help them. Okay, you are not going to be their kind of victim anymore, or their caretaker that's running around with this mattress. If they fall, you can catch them because you are exhausted. You can't do this anymore. It's tearing you apart. Okay. And here we have innocence, and it's in reversed. It's the 19, the sun. I'm thinking Aries had it in the same place here. And it comes from this exhaustion and to friendliness and innocence. So this card is the highest card for love in the major arcana. So it's when two whole people is being joined in holy matrimony. But I'm thinking here that one person has become like the master of a little bit more of their own inner space, and the other person is quite not really there just yet. I'm thinking the praying mantis is probably there, but since the card came in the reverse, this person isn't really there. So it will be like a little bit lopsided. It's in your the beautiful love that you have here, because this person loves you on another dimension level. They truly loves you, and they are not this person, but here in this thick dense material they are becoming a little bit crazy, and you have freed yourself from the craziness, but they are still there. So it's like it's becoming a little bit lopsided now, but it's an invitation, okay? It's like you're becoming a good example for others how to do things, because you're not entangled in the drama anymore, okay? So you can help this person just by not being entangled in the drama. So it might be that you're a little bit more enlightened in this situation, and they are a little bit behind, and just by you being you are helping them to become enlightened too. So let them deal with their own mess here. When you're hurting a great deal, that's a great incitament for change. Like the transformation here, you hurt a great deal, you change. Now they are hurting, so maybe they will change too. So don't stress with this person needs to hurry to become aware. No, they will become aware in their own like with their own schedule, and you can't really help them more than to, when you are together with them, be as aware and awakened as you possibly can be, and don't take their load of crap on your back. Just send it back to them, show them this, okay, this is what I see with you. I can help you if you tell me what's the problem, and you help them by calling them out, by saying, okay, yes, I can do this on Sundays if you want me to do this on Sundays, but I'm only going to do it because I want it myself. This is nothing you can force me to do. We don't have that kind of relationship, okay? So I do this as long as I want to, and if I don't want to, I will call you. So it's that making you feel better. You can do this like and if you feel like, no, I'm not going to do this on Sunday. Sunday is my free day. You say, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you with this. If you want it done, you need to ask someone else or ask yourself. Maybe you can do it. So it depends on what you're feeling. You need to trust yourself like intensely. This is how you heal yourself, by trusting yourself. Here you have receptivity, is the Queen of Cups, and it's in reversed. So I'm thinking the person that was former like controlling and pointing at you and saying that you were to blame for this, they are now, all the fingers are back on themselves, and they are becoming like a little bit over dramatic. So a little bit unconscious and over dramatic, and here you are celebrating your new freedom, and they just loaded themselves into mud hole. So this often like this, we see that the person has problems, and we can see them wanting to control us, and we just let them, because we don't want to hurt anybody, and we don't want them to, we kind of want to catch the people that's a little bit broken and hold them under their wings. But here it's like the bird mother is sending this little bird on their first flight, and deal with it yourself. So they're going to be they lose control, they kind of black out a little bit, they become very over dramatic, so they are panicking here, maybe in front of a truck, okay, but it's still not your problem, okay, if it's their life journey. And when you held them underneath like this, you kind of enable them to continue with whatever it is that they are doing here. So they were not faced with the reality of life, that you can't control things. People will sometimes abandon you. They can't always be there for you. Or people will not follow your schedule. You might have tried to follow someone's schedule because they needed this because in other case their life got out of control. But the best thing you can do is to let them deal with this as much as you can by themselves, because your change come through hurt, their change will come through hurt as well. It's how you awaken. And here we have the inner voice. So it's what I told you. You need to listen thoroughly through your inner voice. And it's also with dealing with these past lives and understanding that this is a kind of a drama being put up for your healing. So it's a very beautiful situation that holds a lot of potential, not only for you, but the people around you. Also this people that is over dramatic, because it's just a mirror of how you were before. You were equally over dramatic. You believed this, that you need to be in control, you need to do things perfectly, you always need to be there, always be available, whatever it is. Okay, and here 2 so it's like step by step you are starting to trusting yourself. You don't listen, you become your own authority instead of listening to outside authority. This is Lilith. She was Adam's first wife, okay, but he didn't like her style because she put her connection with the divine over his authority. So he kind of ditched her for the high priest, the Empress, the number 3 card, and so she has been the witch, the one out in the cold all this time, and now it's time for her to come home. We need to plug ourselves directly into the divine instead of going through different authority and shoulds and shouldn'ts. Okay, so I'll read the centerpiece card for you, and it's the King of Swords. Okay, it's the center part of the reading, so it's kind of touches almost every of the cards. Remember that it was in the reversed here, so it's making it like both a little bit more helpless but also more severe. It's like a person almost on the brink becoming crazy and doing really irrational stuff. There's a time and place for control, but if we put it in charge of our lives, we end up totally rigid. The figurine is encased in the angles of a pyramid shapes that surrounds him. Light glitters and glints of his shining surface, but does not penetrate. It's the sun here, not being able to come through. It's as if he is almost mummified inside his structure. He's built up around himself. And it might be that you have a lost soul parts like this. I have been dreaming of mummified mummy that actually was my own inner judge, like my own strength, being able to say no. So that's, he came with my celebration here. So it's just mirroring. Everything is a mirror. His fists are clenched and his stare is blank, almost blind. The lower part of his body beneath the tables is a knife point, a cutting edge that divides and separates. His world is ordered and perfect, but it's not alive. He cannot allow any spontaneity or vulnerability to enter. The image of the King of Clouds reminds us to take a deep breath, loosen our neckties, and take it easy. If mistakes happen, it's okay. If things get a little out of hand, it's probably just what the doctor ordered. There is much, much more life than being on top of things. Controlled people are always nervous because deep down turmoil is still hidden. If you are uncontrolled, flowing, alive, then you are not nervous. There is no question of being nervous. Whatsoever happens, happens. You have no expectation for the future. You are not performing. Then why should you be nervous? To control that mind, one has to remain so cold and frozen that no life energy is allowed to move into your limbs, into your body. If energy is allowed to move, those repression will surface, like with the past life card here. That's why people have learned how to be cold, how to touch others and yet not touch them, how to see people and yet not see them. People live with cliches. Hello, how are you? Nobody means anything. These are just to avoid the real encounter of two persons. People don't look into each other's eyes. They don't hold hands. They don't try to feel each other's energy. They don't allow each other to pour. Very afraid somehow. Just managing cold and dead in a straitjacket. So for some of you, this what came to me right now, because we have the moon card here, so it might be people betraying you as well, like person that has an agenda and playing, manipulating in your life, making you look bad, making you feel bad, making you feel lost and like don't know what's happening. So but you don't let this go on. It's just you are reflecting this back to this person, saying, okay, so I'm not this control freak anymore, so I want to be of help, but I really don't care about control. Okay, I don't have to be anything. I don't have to live up to any expectation that you might have on me. Okay, so the little one rises. I'm thinking this came also for Aries. It's the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle. The little one. So, I see, nurture and protect the small starts, the new ideas and projects that are just beginning to come to life now. I see the potential in them, how they can grow into fullness, and I lift them with my grace above all interference into full flight. Divine timing and my grace shall bring growth and success to these small starts. Keep attending to the small matters, beloved, for from those seeds great gardens are going to manifest. So this with the ordinariness that came a lot in the beginning, tending to your garden, to always like pluck the roses and take off dead leaves is eventually going to give you a blossoming garden. So whatever intention, thought or seed of hope has lodged itself in your heart or mind lately, it has the blessing of the Divine Mother on it. Allow her to nurture and protect that intention. Be careful with whom you share your intentions. Those with only the purest heart will be able to nurture your dream in their infancy. If such persons are not around you at this time, or even if they are, if you can hold your intentions close to your heart in solitude for a time, that can be wise. Seedlings need to be held in darkness for a while to be protected in their vulnerable stages before they become strong enough to face the world. So too is it wise sometimes to nurture dreams in hearts as secrets, taking steps to gain strength under the graceful guidance of the Divine Mother before sharing them with others. When the time is right, others can come on board to assist without the true heart of the project plan or intention being distorted, sabotaged, or compromised in the process. If you are feeling too small, unequal, or a task or unworthy of a dream, think again. Seek the sanctuary of the Divine Mother's protection in your heart and give your intention time to gather energy naturally, as it will from the love in your heart and your continued hope, prayers, and receptivity to guidance. If you have already brought a project to life or have been working in a business, you are about to experience expansion. This may be through an investor or benefactor, through a small idea or change in attitude or method that bring a high degree of return on your investment, or through some other fortuitous change by your own hand and the divine grace. Okay, so it seems very prosperous. Not only have you learned to love yourself, it's like you have this new successful thing that wants to come step by step through the divine, and you just need to not be around disturbing energy like this that wants to judge what you are trying to birth forward. There comes a place and time when things can be judged, and you need like feedback and be able to perfect or better something, some idea you have. But right now it wants to be like babied, and you just need to like really align with yourself and believe in yourself, no matter of, and kind of don't listen to the outside voices here. Okay, so my dear Taurus, thank you for watching this far, and I want you to take really good care, and I welcome you back to my mid-month May reading that I will perform in the beginning of May. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.